Today's our last division fluency day. The next 3 days will be a huge review on all 4 types of operations and combining them all together to see if we can decipher which one is the right sign. Your key player today is someone you saw on Friday. It's called the reciprocal. Say reciprocal on 2. 1, 2. Reciprocal is a fancy math term that means opposite, and I told you that when you go to like Stanford or Harvard or Yale, when you guys graduate high school and you enter college, day 1 of your math course, you're going to say, hey, that's the reciprocal when you start dealing with fractions, and then your teacher might kick you out of the program because they're like, that's actually not it. However, you think of reciprocal as reciprocal because it just helps me remember what the heck it actually is. Here's the mathy term for it. So if you don't want to get kicked out of college, you can tell them this, and they might redeem you into the program. It's basically just the number that when you multiply by itself or by it, it results in the number 1. An example of this could be 2 over 3. What's the reciprocal of 2 over 3? Well, it's 3 over 2. And so if I multiplied by that reciprocal, watch what happens. 2 cancels with a 2 and makes a 1. 3 cancels with a 3 and makes a 1. So this whole thing, when multiplied by its reciprocal, will always result in 1. That's kind of in the back of your mind. Take 1 minute and think of reciprocal. Write down a definition that's going to help you remember what it is. If you have another way of remembering it, you can jot that down. I'm just going to write this. Reciprocal. That helps me remember. Yeah. You could also put it just the opposite of a fraction. Make the numerator the denominator. That type of thing would work. Baylor talking one. Cool. So let's do a quick reciprocal practice. What's the reciprocal of 2/7? Give it to me. I'm going to cold call quickly. Aaron, 2/7 reciprocal looks like? Good. 7 over 2 reciprocal Braden.
2 over 7.
3 over 8 reciprocal Ty.
8 over 3.
9 over 5 reciprocal Cooper. 13 over 4 reciprocal Meta. Take 30 more seconds to try to finish 6 through 10. When you get to 7, it gets a little bit trickier. I'll give you a hint. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So 7 would turn into that. Don't just do 3 and 4 over 1. Number 8, you'd need to find the improper. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. 17 over 3 changes to 3/17. 0's reciprocal is not 1 over 0. The reciprocal for 0 is just 0. You cannot make reciprocal of 0 at all. The reciprocal of 1 would just be 1 over 1 or 1 as well. Those are kind of tricky. Yeah, Reagan.
So it's the reciprocal.
Darn it.
Reciprocal? I don't know. But of 17 over 3 is, yeah.
Thanks. Can you mark it, Georgia? Mark 1 blender for number 8. 3 over 17, not 3 over 7. Marker can be right here. Cool. You can keep it over there.
Okay.
Great.
I'm a little confused. If the reciprocal of 0 is 0, it doesn't make sense because the reciprocal is like it times itself equals 1.
0 is the one thing that doesn't work for a reciprocal. So 0 is the rule breaker for reciprocals. You can't have anything times 0 become 1. 0 times 1 would be 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Yeah. Next page. You will need the reciprocal today. And we're going to divide some fractions. 1 is about as gentle as you'll see today. It was like Fridays. And then 2, 3, and 4 are a little bit more challenging. To divide fractions, use the reciprocal. Chico, board of paper. Make any mixed numbers into improper fractions. And then we're going to follow Friday's steps. KFC, keep the first fraction. Flip the second fraction. Reciprocal. And change the sign to multiplication. Bless you. Example 1 doesn't have any mixed numbers, so I'm going to follow KFC. I don't need to do any of these first two steps. 4/5 is going to stay the same. Keep the first fraction. Flip 1/3 to what fraction, Peyton? Great. Change the sign from division to what, Riley? Great. I'm going to check to cross cancel. Can I cancel anything on either side, Jonah?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, so we're going to multiply across. What is 4 times 3 whole class?
12.
What's 5 times 1? And 12/5 is an improper. Who can make it a mixed number for me? Silent hands. Wraith.
2 and 2/5.
2 2/5 would be your answer. That's about as easy as it's going to get today. Number 2, we're going to enter into some more challenging fluency stuff. 1 5/6 divided by -30 has a whole bunch of things I need to balance out and simplify before I get to step 3. We're going to change any mixed number to an improper fraction. What does 1 5/6 turn into, Anthony? How can I make that improper?
11.
Over what?
11/6.
Good. That's going to be 11/6. And then -30 is going to look like what as a fraction? Kiana.
It's going to be 30/1.
Good. Then we're going to eventually reflip it. So reciprocal it. So now that I have this as an improper, this is a fraction. We're going to keep flip change. Baylor, what's my first fraction that I keep the same?
11/6.
What is the next fraction that I flip going to look like?
1/30.
Is it just 1/30?
Or,
Good. Change the sign to what, Baylor?
multiplication.
Good. And let's try to cross cancel. 11 and 30 cannot cancel. 6 and 1 doesn't simplify either, so I'm going to multiply across. 11 times 1 is 11. 6 times 30 is...
6 times 3 is 18, so 180.
Thanks, I'll take a hand next time. And then what do I do with the sign? Yeah, Jonah.
I was going to say it was 180.
You got it? What do I do with the sign? There's a good guy and a bad guy. Sam would say same is good, different is bad. What's the sign going to be for this answer? First time seeing it in division problem so far, Aaron?
Negative.
It'd be a bad guy. Different signs end up being bad. This is negative, that's a positive. 11/180 looks really messy because it's such a big number, but that's as simple as it can get. Last example, we have 2 mixed numbers. What's my first step before I KFC, Noah?
You want to, I don't know.
Let's try to make it an improper fraction. And to go from a mixed to improper, I'm going to get mad. Multiply the bottom by the whole number. What's 5 times 2, Noah?
5 times 2 is 10.
Add the top number. 10 plus 4 is?
10 plus 4 is 14.
So bring the denominator down. What's the bottom number going to be? Great. 14/5 is negative. There's your improper. Divided by 10 and 2/3, Braden, what does this look like as a improper? Braden, get mad. Multiply 3 by 10. What is it?
30.
Add 2.
32.
What is my denominator?
3.
Beautiful. And that is it. We're going to KFC from here. Georgia, what's the first fraction that I keep?
14/15.
Sabrina, next step, please. Good. And change division to whole class. Multiply. Chico.
Can I get a bandit?
Yeah, can you wait for a minute after this problem? Okay. Let's try to cross cancel before I multiply across. 5 and 3 don't cancel. They don't divide into each other. Can I divide 14 by 32? No. 14, 28, that won't work. But could you possibly divide this by a number and that by a number that they both would divide by? Jonah?
2.
Let's try 2. 14 divided by 2 is what, Jonah?
7.
32 divided by 2 is what?
16.
That is as simple as it gets. Let's multiply across from here. 7 times 3, what's my answer, Hunter? 16 times 5, jot down some scratch work. If you have 16 times 5, go ahead and raise your hand. Don't have 16 memorized, so I'm going to have to do some work for that. Chico, what'd you get?
I got 21 over 80.
5 times 16 is 80, so it would be 80. 21 over 80, if you agree with that answer, silent yes. If you disagree, silent no. 21 over 80, if you got that, silent yes. Disagree, silent no. Jonah, why are you disagreeing with me?
Disagree is this or?
Silent no, disagree.
Oh, yes.
You do agree? Okay.
Yes.
Aaron, why do you disagree?
Because I agree. The one number
Chico
is a
talking
negative number and the other is a positive number, so the answer needs to be negative.
Same good, different is bad. That's the... Chico, I'll talk to you at lunch. You're unprofessional. 21 over 80 is negative. And that's it. Next page, please. As you're doing these, your goal is 100% accuracy. I'm going to give you some notes over here to keep glancing at. Your first step